Feel that. Before we speak of stars, before we name the old gods, I need you to feel that in your body. It began yesterday, perhaps the day before, a low, quiet ache. It is not the sharp cry of a new injury. It is the deep, resonant hum of an old foundation settling. For some of you, it is in the hips, a feeling of density, as if your bones have been slowly filled with river stones. For others, it is a cold spot just beneath the solar plexus, a place that no amount of warmth seems to reach. And for many of you, it is a weariness that sleep does not touch, a fatigue that lives in the marrow, a signal from the very structure of who you are that something has reached its limit. This is not random. This is not illness. This is a summons. For the last 48 hours, the great light of our system, the sun, has been moving into a perfect, clarifying alignment. It has been turning its honest, unwavering gaze upon the keeper of time, the lord of structure, the planet Saturn. Imagine the sun as a lamp that reveals everything, that burns away all shadow, that tolerates no illusion. And imagine Saturn as the oldest room in your house, the foundation, the cellar where everything you have ever built is stored. Saturn is the keeper of your rules, your boundaries, your karmic debts, and your most ancient fears. He is the architect of your reality, the one who says, "This far and no further." For years, for lifetimes perhaps, that room has been in shadow. You have known its shape, you have felt its weight, but you have not seen its contents with this kind of clarity. Until now. The sun is pouring light into that room. It is illuminating the walls, the corners, the dust of ages. And it is revealing a crack, a single hairline fracture that runs from the floor to the ceiling. This is not a new crack. This is the original crack. It is the foundational wound upon which you built everything else. And for the first time in this lifetime, you can see it for what it is. This is not an attack. This is a revelation. The light is not here to shatter the foundation. It is here to show you where the structure has always been compromised, so that you can finally begin the real work of repair. This wound, the one the light is now touching, is a love wound. It is not about the partner who left last year, or the betrayal from a decade ago. It goes deeper. It is the first story you were ever told about love, the first shape it took in your world. It is the lesson you learned about what you had to do, or be, or sacrifice to receive it. It is the silent contract you signed in childhood that has dictated the terms of every connection you have had since. It is a wound of worth, of belonging, of safety, and the structure you built around it, the personality, the defenses, the patterns of relating. All of it was a brilliant, necessary strategy for survival. Saturn, in his wisdom, helped you build that fortress. He gave you the stone and the mortar. He taught you how to be strong, how to endure, how to hold it all together. But the light is now showing you something devastating and true. The fortress has become a prison. The walls you built to keep pain out have also kept love out. The rules that once kept you safe now keep you small. And the ache in your body, the weariness in your bones, is the sound of that old structure groaning under the pressure of your own soul's demand for expansion. The light is not the cause of the pressure. The light is just revealing it. Your own growth is the cause. Your own readiness is the cause. You have become too vast for the house you built. The ancient Hellenistic astrologers called Saturn the greater malefic, the great misfortune. But the more ancient traditions, the ones from the river valleys of Mesopotamia, understood him differently. They saw him as the keeper of divine order, the guardian of the sacred boundaries between the worlds. He was the one who ensured that things happened in their correct time. Not a moment too soon, not a moment too late. If you are feeling this now, if this message has found you, it is because Saturn has judged your time to be now. The gatekeeper is stepping aside, not because you have defeated him, but because you have earned the key. The key is your willingness to see. The key is your courage to feel that old foundational ache and not turn away. The sun's light on Saturn is a moment of divine audit. It's a karmic reckoning, but not in the way of punishment. It is the loving, firm hand of the universe placing a bill on your table. And the bill is for a debt you owe to yourself. The debt is the life you have not lived, the love you have not allowed yourself to fully receive, the truth you have not permitted yourself to speak. All because of that crack, that foundational wound you have been so carefully protecting. The sun says, the protection is now more costly than the wound itself. It says, the time for hiding is over. This is not a gentle process. When light hits something that has been in darkness for a long time, it is blinding. It is uncomfortable. You will see the coping mechanisms you thought were strengths revealed as fears. You will see the relationships you thought were stable revealed as arrangements of convenience, built around the silent agreement to never touch that central wound in each other. You will see the ways you have betrayed yourself, silenced yourself, made yourself smaller to keep a fragile peace. Do not mistake this clarity for failure. This is not you getting it wrong. This is you finally getting the schematics, the true blueprint of your own inner architecture. You cannot heal what you cannot see. And for the next 48 hours, you are being given the gift of perfect sight. Think of the old story of Cronus, who is Saturn. He devoured his children out of fear that they would one day overthrow him. This is the core of the Saturnine wound. It is the fear of our own power, our own potential, our own life force. To keep himself safe, he swallowed the very future he was creating. Look at your life with this light. Where have you swallowed your own children? Where have you consumed your own joy, your own creativity, your own wild, vibrant potential, out of a fear that it would become too big, too powerful, and shatter the order you have so carefully maintained? Where have you made a deal with limitation in the name of safety? That is the question the sun is asking Saturn within you. And Saturn, for the first time, has no shadow in which to hide his answer. He must show you the truth. He must show you the beautiful, powerful children you have kept locked away in the darkness of your own gut. He must show you the life that is waiting to be born. The ache in your body is there stirring. It is the beginning of a rebellion, not against you, but for you. It is the divine life force inside you, refusing to be contained any longer. It is saying, with a voice that trembles through your very bones, "Let us out." This energy will intensify over the next 2 days. You may feel raw, exposed, emotionally tender. Memories may surface that you have not thought of in years. Dreams may become vivid and unsettling. This is the psychic debris being illuminated by the light. Do not cling to it. Do not analyze it into paralysis. Your only task right now is to witness, to stand in the light beside the sun and look with courage and compassion at the old room of your soul, to see the crack, to honor the fortress you built, and to thank it for its service before you begin the sacred work of dismantling it stone by stone. This is not work you do with force. You do not take a sledgehammer to your own foundation. You do it with breath. You do it with water. You do it with truth. The sun does not shatter Saturn with its light. It warms it. It thaws it. The rigidity of Saturn is born of cold, of distance, of fear. The sun brings warmth, presence, love. And in that warmth, the frozen places inside you can begin to melt. The ice that has held that old wound in place for so long can finally begin to dissolve. And what flows from it is not poison. It is grief. It is the long-held tears of a child who learned a painful lesson about love. It is the river of your own life, finally freed from its frozen banks. So when you feel that ache in your hips, breathe into it. Imagine the sun's light pouring into your pelvic bowl, warming the ancient stones. When you feel that coldness in your gut, place a hand there and breathe warmth into it. You are not trying to fix it. You are not trying to make it go away. You are simply bringing presence to what has been abandoned. You are showing up as the sun is showing up for Saturn. You are saying, I am here. I see you. I am not afraid. In the Vedic traditions, the sun is Surya, the eye of the world, the source of all life and truth. Saturn is Shani, the great teacher, the one who delivers the fruits of our karma. When Surya looks upon Shani, it is a moment of profound initiation. Shani cannot hide his lessons in subtlety or shadow any longer. The curriculum becomes explicit. The lesson is presented with absolute clarity. The test is now. And the test is always the same. Will you choose love over fear? Will you choose expansion over safety? Will you choose the terrifying, vibrant truth of your own becoming over the familiar comfort of your own prison? The choice is not made in the mind. It is not an intellectual decision. It is made in the body. It is made in the moment you feel the ache and choose to breathe into it instead of distracting yourself. It is made when you feel the grief well up and you allow the tears to fall instead of swallowing them down. It is made when you feel the urge to call the person who is the living embodiment of that old wound, and you instead choose to sit in silence with yourself. Every choice to stay present with the discomfort is a vote for your own liberation. Every breath into the wound is a ray of sunlight, helping to warm and thaw what has been frozen for so long. This is the deeper meaning of the exposure. It is not an exposure to shame you. It is an exposure to free you. You have been carrying the weight of this hidden structure for so long, you have forgotten what it feels like to stand upright without it. The fatigue you feel is the sheer effort of maintaining the walls, of patching the cracks, of pretending the fortress is a home. The universe is now offering you a way out. It is offering you the grace of a controlled demolition, guided by the light of your own consciousness. All you have to do is consent. All you have to do is say yes to what is being revealed. The love wound at the center of this is a sacred place. It is not a flaw. It is not a mistake. It is the portal through which your greatest wisdom will enter. The Persian poets knew this. Rumi wrote, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." For years, you have been trying to heal the wound, to patch it, to cover it over. But the sun on Saturn is revealing a different truth. You are not meant to heal the crack. You are meant to open it. You are meant to let the light pour all the way through. Because the crack does not go down into darkness. It goes all the way through to the other side of you, to the part of your soul that has never been wounded, that has never been touched by the stories of this life. This is why it feels so destabilizing. The very ground beneath your feet is being shown to be not as solid as you believed. The rules you lived by are being revealed as arbitrary. The identities you wore are being shown as costumes. This is a moment of profound nakedness, and in that nakedness, you have a choice. You can scramble to cover yourself up again, to rebuild the old walls, to retreat back into the familiar shadows. Or you can stand in the light. You can let yourself be seen, first by yourself and then by the world. You can accept that you are not the fortress. You are the vast, open space the fortress was built to protect. Pay attention to the conversations that arise in the next 2 days. Notice the dynamics that suddenly become painfully clear. You will see the wound enacted in front of you. Someone will say or do something that presses directly on that ancient fracture, and you will feel the familiar sting, the familiar urge to defend, to attack, or to collapse. This is not a new assault. This is an echo. The universe is giving you a chance to respond differently this time. Instead of reacting from the wound, can you respond from the light? Can you see the situation not as a personal attack, but as a cosmic lesson, perfectly delivered by Shani, illuminated by Surya? Can you see the other person not as an enemy, but as another soul, living inside their own fortress, protecting their own sacred wound? This light illuminates everyone. It shows the cracks in all of us, and in that shared vulnerability, there is the possibility for a new kind of connection. A connection based not on the silent agreement to protect our wounds, but on the courageous choice to reveal them. A love that is not afraid of the cracks, but sees them as the very places where the light gets in. The voice that whispers, "This is not it," has been growing louder in you for months, perhaps years. The relationship that feels like a cage, the job that drains your life force, the family dynamic that demands your silence. You have known. On some level you have always known. But Saturn's domain is structure and time, and the illusion of permanence is strong. It feels easier to endure the known prison than to face the terrifying freedom of the unknown. The sun is now burning away that illusion. It is showing you that the structure is not permanent. It is, in fact, already cracking. You are not deciding whether to break it. You are deciding whether to acknowledge that it is already broken. You are not behind. You are not late. You have not failed. Saturn's timing is perfect. You needed the fortress for as long as you needed it. You needed the lessons of limitation. You needed to understand the shape of your own cage so thoroughly that you would recognize freedom when it finally arrived. And it is arriving now. It is arriving in this beam of celestial light. It is arriving in the ache of your own bones. It is arriving in the clarity that cuts through every excuse, every justification, every comfortable lie. The gate does not stay open forever. This specific alignment, this quality of light, is a grace. It is an opportunity to do years of karmic work in a matter of days. Do not waste it. Do not turn away from what it shows you. The body knows. The body holds the score. Your mind can create endless stories to justify the status quo, but the tightness in your hips does not lie. The coldness in your gut does not negotiate. The weariness in your marrow does not make excuses. Trust the body. It is the physical repository of your Saturnine structure, and it is the first place to register the sun's liberating light. Let the sensations guide you. Let them speak to you. Ask your hips, what old story are you holding? Ask your gut, what truth are you freezing out? Ask your bones, what liberation are you tired of waiting for? The answers will not come in words. They will come in feelings, in images, in a deep, intuitive knowing. Trust that. It is the voice of your soul speaking through the temple of your body. In ancient Babylonia, the astronomers were priests. They did not just observe the heavens, they communed with them. They understood that what happened above was a mirror for what was happening below, and most importantly, what was happening within. They would have seen this alignment of the Sun and Saturn as a moment of profound judgment, but not in a punitive sense. It was a moment of weighing, of balancing the scales. Is the inner structure aligned with the outer life? Is the soul's purpose being served by the forms it has created? Where there is a discrepancy, the light reveals it, not to punish, but to call for realignment. You are in a moment of cosmic realignment. It will feel like a crisis. It will feel like things are falling apart. That is because they are. The old structure is falling apart. Let it. Do not rush to fix it. Do not try to glue the pieces back together. The pieces are from an old life, an old version of you. You are being asked to stand in the rubble, in the dust and the light, and wait for the new blueprint to be revealed. It will not be revealed to your mind. It will be revealed through your body. It will be revealed in the space that is created when the old walls come down. A new sense of self, a new way of being in the world, a new capacity to give and receive love is waiting to be born into that space. This love wound is not your shame. It is your inheritance. It is the karmic legacy passed down through your lineage. You can feel it in the stories of your parents, your grandparents, the same patterns of love, of lack, of worth, of fear. You are the one who has been chosen, by your own soul, to bring the light of consciousness to this pattern. You are the one who is here to break the chain, not through fighting it, but by seeing it, by loving it, by standing in the full light of the sun and saying, "This was the story we told ourselves to survive. I honor that story. And now, I choose to write a new one." This is not an exaggeration. This is the sacred work you came here to do. All the other things, the careers, the achievements, the dramas, they are all just the stage upon which this deeper story unfolds. The healing of this one foundational wound will change everything. It will change how you see yourself, how you carry yourself, who you attract into your life, and what you are available for. It will ripple backwards and forwards through time, healing the ancestors who passed it down and freeing the descendants who would have inherited it. That is the magnitude of what is being asked of you in this moment. That is the weight and the grace of this celestial light. Now I am going to walk you through a practice, a ritual, not to fix anything, but to consciously align yourself with the process that is already underway. This is a 3-day practice to honor the peak of this energy. It is simple, but it is not easy. It requires your presence, your honesty, and your courage. On the first day, today, I want you to find a small stone, one that fits in the palm of your hand. Hold it. Feel its weight, its density, its age. This stone represents the Saturnine structure, the fortress you built. It is solid, real, and has served a purpose. Now find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed. Take a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to write down the name of the wound. Not the story, not the explanation, just the name. It might be a single word: unworthy, abandoned, unseen, unsafe. You will know the word. It is the one that makes your stomach tighten when you think of it. Write it down. Now place the stone on top of the paper and speak aloud to it. You are speaking to the structure, to the wound, to Saturn himself within you. Say these words, or words that feel true to you. I see you. I honor you. I thank you for the protection you have given me. I thank you for the lessons of this story. Your service is now complete. I release you with love. Sit with it for as long as you need. Feel the truth of those words. This is not an act of rejection. It is an act of sovereign completion. You are not banishing a part of yourself. You are graduating from a lesson. When you are done, leave the stone on the paper and walk away. That is all for day 1. On the second day, tomorrow, You will engage the sun. Take the piece of paper. The stone's work is done. You can return it to the earth. Take the paper and a clear glass of water. Place the paper in the bottom of the glass and pour the water over it. The water represents your emotional body, your grief, your capacity to feel and to flow. The ink of the word, the rigid definition of the wound, will begin to blur, to soften, to dissolve into the water. Now take this glass and place it outside or on a windowsill where it can be in the direct light of the sun for as long as possible. As you place it there, you are making an offering. You are consciously giving this wound, this story, over to the great clarifying, healing power of the light. You are saying, I cannot solve this with my mind. I cannot fight this with my will. I surrender it to a greater power. I allow this light to purify this water. I allow this truth to dissolve this old pain. Throughout the day, if you think of it, look at the glass. See the light penetrating the water. See the ink becoming one with the fluid. This is what is happening inside your own emotional body. The rigid, hard edges of the pain are dissolving in the warmth of your own conscious presence. On the third day, the final day of this passage, you will complete the circle. Go to the glass of water. The word may be completely gone, or it may be a faint blur. It no longer has its sharp, defining power. It has been transformed. Carry this glass of water to a living thing, a tree, a houseplant, a patch of earth in your garden. This is the final act of release and reintegration. As you pour the water onto the earth, you are returning the energy of the wound back to the great cycle of life, death, and rebirth. You are not getting rid of it. You are composting it. You are offering the energy that was locked up in that pain back to the earth so that it can be transformed into new life. As you pour, speak these words aloud. I return this story to the earth. I release the energy of this wound to be transformed. What was my prison is now my power. What was my wound is now my wisdom. The story is complete. I am free. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel the solidness of the earth beneath you. You are not the crack in the foundation. You are the earth itself. You are vast, you are whole, and you have the power to turn any pain into fertile ground for new growth. This ritual is not magic. It is a physical prayer. It is a way of telling your body, your subconscious, and the universe that you are a willing participant in your own evolution. You know which relationship this is about. As I have been speaking, one face, one name, one dynamic has been pressing on your heart. You know the one that is built perfectly around this wound, the one that requires you to be less than you are in order to maintain its fragile peace, the one that mirrors the original lesson you learned about love. The sun is illuminating this connection with unbearable clarity. It is showing you the silent contract. It is showing you the cost of upholding it. This is not about blame. This is not about making that person the villain. They are playing a role you cast them in long ago. They are playing their part in the story of your wound perfectly. And perhaps you are playing a part in theirs. The question the light asks is not who is to blame. The question is, are you willing to walk off the stage? Are you willing to end the play? Are you willing to love yourself more than you need their approval? Are you willing to choose the terrifying uncertainty of your own truth over the familiar comfort of a shared illusion? The conversation you have been avoiding is the one you must have. It may not be a conversation with them. It may be the conversation you have with yourself in the raw honesty of your own heart, where you finally admit the truth. This is not love.
This is a trauma bond.
This is not partnership. This is a dependency. This is not respect. This is control. Whatever the truth is, the sun demands it be spoken, first to yourself. The external conversation will happen in its own time, in its own way. But the internal shift must happen now. The internal allegiance must switch from protecting the wound to championing your own soul. That is the choice before you. You did not find this by accident. Something in you, the part of you that is allied with your own becoming, has been searching for this permission, for this language. Something in you recognized the ache in your own bones as a sacred summons before I ever spoke a word of it. Your presence here is a testament to your own courage. It is evidence of your own readiness. You are the one your soul has been waiting for. You are the healer who has arrived. The work is not to become flawless. The work is to become whole. And wholeness includes the cracks. It includes the history, the scars, the lessons. The difference is that you are no longer hiding them. You are no longer living in shame of them. You are standing in the light, allowing them to be seen, and knowing that they are the very things that make you beautiful, that make you wise, that make you human. They are the evidence of your survival. They are the map of your soul's journey, and they are the portals through which your unique light can finally shine into the world. So breathe. Stand in this light. Feel the old structure groan. Let the cracks widen. Trust the process. You are not breaking down. You are breaking open. And what is emerging from the ruins of that old fortress is more beautiful, more powerful, and more true than you have ever allowed yourself to be. This is your becoming. It is happening now. If this has resonated with you, if you feel the truth of this in your body, I invite you to declare it. Not for me, but for yourself, and for the others who will read your words and find courage in them. Go to the comments and write, "I am willing to see." It is a simple declaration, but it is a powerful one. It is your consent. It is your yes to this process. It is your first step out of the shadows and into the warm, honest light of the sun. Someone beneath your words will find the strength they were looking for. Your courage will become a permission slip for another. I spend my hours in the quiet, listening to these ancient currents, studying the old maps, so that when the time comes, the path can be made clear for those who are ready to walk it. If you wish to continue on this journey, to understand the deeper currents shaping our world and our lives, I invite you to subscribe and to touch the bell so you are notified when the next transmission is ready. It is an honor to serve as a guide in these potent times. Stand tall in this light. You are ready. The story is complete, and you are free.